I want you people to understand something. For this last year, and I know it doesn't seem very long ago that it was New Year's, right? For this last year, you've had all these big hopes and dreams and aspirations, and you've achieved precisely none of them. You've made a little bit of money. You paid your rent. You bought some food. With your spare money, you bought a bit of Bitcoin and watched the Bitcoin price, praying for it to go to I don't know what you guys even need to go to be rich. You don't even have a Bitcoin. Oh, we need to go to 100 million for your fraction to be worth something. And you've achieved nothing. You've done nothing. You call your year successful because you've managed to eat and pay your rent the whole way through. Congratulations. And on top of all of it, something which is effectively free to do, like go to the gym a little bit and not look liking human garbage, you've once again failed at. If you watch this video, I'd actually like you to genuinely undertake falling exercise. I'd like you to go into the bathroom, strip down to your underwear and look in the mirror. An average piece of, you don't even have to self-control to be selective about what food goes in and out of your own freaking mouth, and to lift some weights up and down for 20 minutes a day so you don't look like complete trash. You can't even do that. It's the easiest thing in the world to change. It's a biological certainty that if you stop eating like a gluttonous and go do bare minimum exercise, you're going to be in the top 5 percentile of body shapes on the planet, and you haven't even managed to do that. What kind of inhuman existence is that? They talk about average. Hey, I'm just your normal guy. The normal guy's saying loser. If the average guy and me want the same, guess who's getting it? And that girl, when I get it, she will share me with other women, and she'll do anything I say. When the average guy gets it, he has to give up his whole life to keep her. Love you. And I hope that next year things are different. That your brutally mundane existence is blessed with blossoms of excitement. I hope you get to live with some adrenaline. I hope beautiful women actually want to talk to you. I hope you tell your boss I hope you get to live the life I get to live every single day for even a week of the 52 to see how gorgeous life is from outside the matrix. I really hope you get to do that. One around you is slave-minded. So of course you're a product of your environment. Think about the people you're having Christmas dinner with. Do you want to be any of them? You don't want to be any of them, people. You know, earlier today, this is a completely true story. I was having lunch, minding my own business by myself, and some guy a little bit drunk, but polite. Hey man, I've seen you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy's from YouTube, points at his friends. Hey man, hey. They're all a bit drunk. I'm like, hey guys, whatever. Hey, come have a drink. Come have a drink, for sake. I didn't really want to, but I'm humble. Sure, I'll come have a drink. So I'm sitting there with 6 dudes, all 30-some guys. Turns out they all work together. And you're the middle manager of some finance firm, some other guys that didn't earn at some finance firm. It's Sarah. What do you do, mate? And you know what's actually when you know you're brilliant? You know you're brilliant when you don't want to tell the truth, because you know it's going to be awkward when everybody pales in insignificance. Like, I'm trying to be polite now. So I don't want to come to the table and everyone hate me. I don't want to spread any negativity. But if I tell the truth about myself, everyone's going to be miserable. I'm a kickboxer. Oh, you're a kickboxer. Oh, I used to do a bit kickboxing. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? You're a kickboxer. So that's your job. Yeah. Oh, really? Also, you're good then. Oh, I was okay. Oh, yeah. No. This guy's a world champion. You're a world champion kickboxer. And what happened across the next 5 minutes of conversation is, well, every time they talked about women or cars or where they've been or what they do or who they are or their accolades or anything, I destroyed them. I didn't even mean to. I was just existing. Oops. I'm a kickboxer. Yeah, I'm a multi-millionaire. Yes, I'm staying in the best hotel. Yes, the Lambo outside is mine. Yes, I'm sorry, but it's not my fault. I can't even sit around normal dudes and tell the truth without just people ending up going quiet. They stopped telling their stories. They stopped interacting with each other. Cuz before me, it was all, hey, you know what? Next year I might buy that BMW. But when I'm at the table, you can't say that anymore. It's how the world works. It's all about comparison. You're sitting with your family saying, hey, you know what? This has been a really good year for me. I've managed to pay my rent, and I've eaten food, and I managed to save up, and I bought 0.2 Bitcoin. And next year, I really hope I get a 10% raise at work. And you know what your family's going to say? Wow. But do you know what I would say? I'd say you've wasted an entire year and done nothing of significance. I say the things you've done last year pale in comparison to the things I've done last year, and the things that you will do next year pale in comparison to the things I will do. And when you die, if by some freak accident our graves end up next to each other, everyone's going to read my headstone and ignore yours because you're average. And there is nothing worse on this planet than Mr. Average. Nothing about you, from the way you look to the things you say, to the people you associate with, absolutely nothing about you is exceptional. Your last year, if I was forced to endure it, would be a level of depression in which I have never experienced. The happiest day of your life was worse than the average Tuesday of my existence. Your last year was you looked like everything about you is. And unless you do some kind of massive, dramatic overhaul of your entire existence, you are going to die as the piece of you are. You're insignificant like all the other billions of people in history who are insignificant, who died, and nobody gave. We still talk about the kings of old. Don't worry, they'll talk about me when I'm gone. The name Tate is here to stay. But you don't mean a thing. You're the peons and the peasants which have been dying since the dawn of human time, and nobody gave up. And you're thinking, but I want to make a ripple in space seam. I want to be like Tate. I want to be cool. And you're thinking, but I can't. But I just don't have the genetic gifts. But I don't want you to ever give up. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to truly, truly believe in yourself. Just because you're going to die and nobody's going to give it doesn't mean you shouldn't try your very best when you're here on earth. If you work hard while everyone else is resting, for some reason, that work you do is double as powerful. If I were to ask you, what did you do with the days between Christmas and New Year last year? You wouldn't even be able to tell me. They were so unremarkable you wasted them. And the reason you are wasting them is as follows. You're an idiot, a little worm in the dirt. Perhaps a bird will eat you. Girls are not amazed by you. In fact, when a female's forced to lay her eyes upon you, she usually considers you staff. She doesn't look at you and beg for your sons. You're all losers, and I'll tell you why. You believe you can waste the following days because you think these people at home think that they've had a hard year. If I were to ask you what you did this year, it would boil down to basically, I managed to pay my rent. I managed to eat food most days. I even managed to save a little bit of money. You managed to find a place to sleep, eat, and you did it for a whole year. And you think you achieved things. Guess what else out there managed to stay alive for a year and eat and not die? A worm. And even after up for a whole year, you think you need rest. You don't need rest. What you need is work. You need it more than ever. You need it right now. So you don't need these days off, because I know most of you struggle with the basic tenet of dedication and motivation and concentration. Your mind has been assassinated by the algorithms. You sit there. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Girl on Instagram. She doesn't reply cuz he's a loser. Pornhole. I'm motivated. I want to be better. Okay, you have to do this. It's really hard. TikTok. You have TikTok mind. Your mind has been fried like a fried egg. The average man in the world today, what he does is he starts something and then he stops when it's hard. And then he goes back to TikTok brain. Oh, I tried. It's hard. Like a little 9-year-old girl. So instead, you have to be a man. And when a man says he's going to do something, he does it even if it's hard. I'm not going to start and stop and then wait till I feel like doing it again. Then starting again, then stopping again. That's gay. Motivation isn't real. Motivation is not a real thing. People who train every day don't want to train every day. They are not motivated to train every day. They are something else. Motivation is the wrong word. They are not motivated. It's called discipline. It's called being a man. It's not about feeling like doing it. If you only do things you feel like doing, you know what you end up doing. You end up sitting around with a belly drinking soy-a-lat. You have to wake up and say, I don't feel like training, but I must train. I will stop being a loser. You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like doing. That's the difference between a man and a child. You do not become a man doing what you feel like doing. You become a man doing what you're supposed to do. It is your duty to not be a fat piece of, you don't get anywhere in life without this. You don't get to just play video games and get rich. You have to turn up on time, look good, be sharp, be funny, be smart, remember things, charismatic. I come from the era of discipline. I come from the old school way. So you're in a world now where you can just without discipline stumble your way to success. Congratulations. But the absolute true marker of a man is his ability to do the things he doesn't feel like doing. What would that make you? If you sit around and only do what you feel like doing, what would that make you? So it doesn't matter if I'm happy or sad, I will still go and do X. That is my job. It's my duty as a man to do X. That's what I'm going to do. I understand why a lot of people doubt themselves. A lot of people doubt themselves because they're incompetent. If you're an idiot, or you're things, of course, you're going to doubt yourself because you fail all the time. The only way you're going to start to not doubt yourself is if you show some competence. If you grow into a competent individual and perpetually succeed, your mentality is heavily linked to your reality. And the fact that most people have such weak mindsets comes from the fact that they have a weak life, a weak body, a weak social circle, a weak network, a weak bank account, a weak relationship. Well, of course, if you were strong, if your woman would never leave you no matter what cuss she idolizes you, then your mentality would be strong. Your mind would be strong by extension. So, if someone comes to me and goes, I doubt myself, I usually look at them and go, yeah, I understand why. You're a little fat piece of and you're stupid. Of course you do. If I was you, I'd doubt myself too. I think the best way to predict the future is to study history. Let's go back the last 3,000 years. If you were a king, your life was pretty good. To be a king, you had power, influence, money. If you weren't a king, you were an average man, a common man. And I think the world is cyclical. When you were a common man 2,000 years ago, you were effectively a slave and life was terrible. That was the same all the way up to perhaps 1930s. And perhaps it was the war and the massive loss of life. Perhaps it was something else. I'm not sure. But I kind of feel like there was a golden period between in the 50s to 60s to 70s to 80s where being a normal, hardworking man went from being a terrible existence to quite a good existence. In the 60s, you could be a normal man who worked in a factory, an unskilled labor job, and with one wage, you could afford a house, you could afford a car, you could afford to raise a family. Your children would not be taught garbage in school. What matters most? Your wife loves you. You're respected as the breadwinner. Your kids respect you. Your house is safe, your car works, your life is good. And I feel like, because it's cyclical, those good times are over and we're going back to where it was before. The kings have always been fine, and we always will. But if you're the common man, I think that the good days are over. Inflation is going to absolutely decimate your spending power. And it's going to take more of your money to buy a house, and your wage is not going to increase at the rate of inflation. And it's becoming more and more impossible for you to own assets. For us asset owners, inflation's fantastic. So the common man is about to get wrecked. I think life is about to become exceptionally difficult for the people in the middle. I think the good times are old over. I think it's going to go back to the feudal system of kings and serfs and peasants. And I think if you're a normal, average person now, you should feel deep fear and panic and understand that you have a certain amount of time to get into the higher bracket of the social class before these hard times come. And the most scary thing about these hard times is in olden times, the chance of turning into anything more than a peasant when you were born a peasant was effectively zero. Unless there was chaos, unless there was a war or some great catastrophe for you to go to war, win, get a knighthood for bravery, get some land, and change your social mobility class. But there had to be war and chaos for you to escape. It's kind of like a prison break. When all the rules are being adhered to and the prison is operating as it should, you're stuck in your cell. But if there's a prison riot, you have a chance to escape. But now I feel like with AI and certain other things, although there's going to be instability in the world, although they're going to continue to lie to us, I feel like the Matrix is going to gain enough control to keep us all in our pods or in our 15-minute cities, or our electric cars will be turned off, or we need to get our bug rations for the week so that there can't ever be enough true chaos for you to escape. There won't be true social mobility. And I feel like there's going to be a close. The people who are rich now, their bloodlines will be rich for a very long time. And the people who are poor now, if they don't get rich soon, they're never going to get rich. The prices of houses are going to continue to go up. Prices of land is going to continue to go up. Inflation is going to continue to happen. Your wages will not catch up. It's now or never. It's almost impossible right now. How does the average person on an average wage buy a house in London right now? I think in the next 10 years, it's going to become truly impossible. And they're going to use AI to keep the gap closed. And I think most normal people understand if you were to ask them, how is the economy? They'd say, well, it's impossible. I can't pay for my bills. I can't afford a house. I can barely afford my mortgage. I'm never going to get rich this way. They understand all of this, but they're not panicking. The Titanic just hit the iceberg. You may not be in the water yet, but it's certainty. Panic not. Everyone started panicking at the end. And people are sitting here now going, oh, yeah, the economy is bad, but maybe if we vote for this person, who are you going to vote for that's going to put money in your pocket? Actually, nobody. Still a brokey. Nobody cares. No one you vote for is going to change it. It's going to get worse. It's going to continue. And the boat is going to sink. And you're not panicking. I started lower than you and beat you. How are you poor? You're lazy. There's nobody at home who is too stupid to become rich. Anyone watching this podcast right now, if you were to sit down next to me and I were to say, do this, do this, do this, do this, you could do it. But you're too lazy to learn how to do it yourself, and you're too arrogant to listen. And it's usually arrogant because when I sit and say to them, you could have got out. They don't say, you're right. I could have got out. I didn't try. They don't do that. They say, no, no, no. Because it's excuse someone else's fault, the Matrix's fault, no self-accountability. Oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about anyway. So I catch myself being elitist. And I try very hard not to be because I don't consider myself a rich man. I'm a poor man with lots of money. And what's scary about being elitist is if I'm from a Luton council estate and I see the common man as a lazy idiot. Imagine how the elites see us. Imagine how they view the common man. You think they give about you or your family or your income or your wages. You think they care about you. You think they're going to make life easier for the common man in the next 10 years, as you've just asked. Or are they going to continue to decimate your lifestyle for their own forever profit? And especially as these large companies want forever profits, which they do, and they own everything. If they can make you poor so they can get richer, they will. If they own all the assets they want, inflation, they don't care about you. They don't care you can't feed your family. Why would they? Stop waiting for someone to come rescue you. Nobody's coming. This is your life, your future, your responsibility. Every single day you stay stuck in the same routine, complaining about the same problems, repeating the same habits. You're giving away the only thing you can never get back, your time. And if you don't save yourself, nobody will. You've been living on autopilot, running in circles, trapped in the rat race, working, sleeping, scrolling, surviving, but never living. This is the year that changes. This is the year you wake up. This is the year you decide you're done settling for the bare minimum. No more wasting your potential. No more playing small. No more letting comfort destroy your destiny. God didn't put you here to live an average life. He put something great inside you, and it's time you honor that gift. You want freedom? Then fight for it. You want wealth? Then sacrifice for it. You want a new life? Then kill the old one. Break the habits that keep you broke. Walk away from the people who keep you weak. Build the discipline you've been avoiding. The world doesn't reward the lazy, it rewards the relentless. Every second you hesitate, someone else is training, grinding, winning while you're still thinking about it. Enough thinking, enough wishing. Enough one day. Get aggressive about your future. Lock in like your life depends on it, because it does. Save yourself from mediocrity. Save yourself from regret. Save yourself from a life you'll look back on and hate. This is your year to escape the rat race. Your year to take control. Your year to rewrite your story. Stand up. Claim your power and move with the belief that you were built for more. The cage door is open. Walk out. Freedom is waiting for the brave. And it starts with you right now.